What's going on, YouTube fam? It's your boy, Darth Bramesis, the wise and powerful. Honestly, I'm eating Chinese food right now with my lightsaber chopsticks. The battery died. I gotta buy more batteries for my lightsaber chopsticks. I got a couple of them. I'm also gonna give some away on my YouTube channel, so not this one, but upcoming Star Wars videos. As a matter of fact, you know what? If you're a subscriber, when you share this video, and you tag me in the post, you get a chance to win your own pair of lightsaber chopsticks. You can pick Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker, Yoda, whatever. You know, your boy gonna hook you up. I had already did a review for Star Wars, The Trash Jedi, hashtag Trash Jedi. Yes, I don't think very highly of the films. If you haven't seen it yet, you can go ahead and watch the videos. The links will be in the description below. You can find it on my YouTube channel. And that's one thing. This video has spoilers, so I left a spoiler review of The Last Jedi, and I also left a spoiler-free review of The Trash Jedi as well. Let me turn this off, make a little bit of noise. Yes, Star Wars is one of my most favorite franchises of all time, and I would like to fanboy and defend this movie to the death, but I can't do that because I am a real homeboy, alright? I will always speak the truth. The powers that be can't buy me out, but I will always speak the truth and will remain silent. That's just what you can expect from your homeboy, Bramesis, the wisest and most powerful of all nerds. I'm always going to keep it real with you, fam. And, you know, I would rather have the next Avengers movie suck, as much as I love superheroes and comic books, than have a Star Wars movie suck. Like, that's just legacy and history. And Marvel has such a big track record with so many awesome superhero movies that they had actually made a bad superhero movie, it wouldn't hurt them. You know what I mean? Our kids are going to inherit this Star Wars trilogy. And there's no going back. So I'm going to talk about today, in particular, and again, spoiler alert, why Luke Skywalker is ruined in Star Wars The Trash Jedi. I'm going to break it all the way down for you. Reason number one. They've reinforced the character that is Luke Skywalker throughout canon. The movies, first and foremost. We also have the books, such as Hair of the Jedi. And we even get comic books by Marvel, which are also canon. Written by Jason Aaron. This guy's the same guy that also wrote the script for the Avengers movie. Okay? It reinforces the character of Luke Skywalker having moral absolutes and being righteous, and even if he goes through struggles and questions his judgment, it always shows him overcoming whatever he's going through. I understand that he's human and he can make mistakes, but to show him get emasculated in the way he was, as I predicted and hope it didn't come true, which is a dishonor to a lot of Star Wars fans. Luke's scary. Please don't emasculate Luke in this. I mean, Luke Skywalker is supposed to be the most powerful Jedi of all time, even more powerful than Yoda himself, more powerful than his father Anakin. I just, want to see the growth within Luke Skywalker just a little bit, make him, I mean, it's okay if he dies, but don't emasculate him, don't make him think like a little girl. This guy has an amazing backstory, outside of the original trilogy, the comic books, the novels, Hair of the Jedi, the current Star Wars comic book that's out. All the comic books and books about Luke Skywalker that you want to find more about, I have links to them in the description below, just FYI. The reason and backstory to why he changed and made the decisions that he did it aren't very well substantiated in The Last Jedi. Yes, I understand that his son, Ben Solo, did turn to the dark side and he felt that it was his fault, and also that he felt that he needed to kill him. I understand all that, okay? I understand that Ben Solo ended up killing the rest of the Jedi Order at that time, and there was also his nephew, and it probably hurt them because he felt he was responsible for Leia and Han's son. But every other character in Star Wars, I felt suffered more than Luke than we've seen in the movies. I'm going to take my most prominent example, number one, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Obi-Wan Kenobi saw his master Qui-Gon Jinn die, who was one that gave Obi-Wan Kenobi the idea to train Anakin Skywalker in the first place. Obi-Wan was in charge of training Anakin Skywalker, the chosen one, becoming the most powerful Jedi Knight ever. Obi-Wan Kenobi saw his crush, or the woman that he was in love with, die in the Clone Wars, then turned to the dark side. This guy fights Anakin Skywalker to the death, cuts his legs and arm off, and leaves him to die in a volcanic river. Obi-Wan watched the person he cared about most in the world, Anakin Skywalker, kill the entire Jedi Order and whatnot, and then serve the Empire and become a Sith Lord. Obi-Wan Kenobi didn't turn. And as a matter of fact, the dude toughed it out in the desert of Tatooine and waited out for his son to step up. He didn't give up on the Force. He didn't cry and just change his whole, outlook. He remained true to the Force. He trusted the Force, just like Luke always has. Luke always trusted in the Force, even before he became an official Jedi Knight. Obi-Wan Kenobi seen so much. He even fought Darth Vader and still had hope for Darth Vader's son to shine through. He stayed strong. He may have PTSD and forgot who R2-D2 was, but other than that, he's like, yo, I'm a Jedi Knight. And I'm always gonna be a Jedi, and I'm gonna keep fighting.
Well, then the droid does belong to you. I don't seem to remember ever owning a droid.
Let's take somebody else, Leia Organa, who struggled her whole life. Well, RIP Admiral Akbar. He's been struggling since the Clone Wars.
I have to stay here with my people. Press your attack, Captain.
He fought in the Clone Wars, struggled, had to save his people in the Clone Wars against the Separatists. He fought in the Galactic Civil War, struggled, just to die uneventfully and anticlimactically in The Last Jedi, which is another problem I have with The Last Jedi movie. And he didn't give up. After all he's seen, he knew Luke Skywalker knew all of them, and he didn't give up.
Admiral, we have enemy ships in Sector 47. It's a trap. Too late!
Leia Organa, who struggled the most. She's been fighting her whole life. Took up the mantle after at third command after Bail Organa, her stepfather, died. Seeing the planet that she grew up on and get blown up by the Death Star, which is like a couple billion people or more.
I have chosen to test this station's destructive power on your home planet of Alderaan.
No, Alderaan is peace, but we have no weapons. You can't
You will
possibly...
prefer another target, a military target? Then name the system.
Watch farmers die, people that had none left. They gave themselves to the rebellion and died and never got to see it change. She stayed true. So her husband dies. Her son turned to the dark side and she still toughs it out. Luke Skywalker doesn't even tough it out. Leia stays strong. She's not even a trained Jedi. She can't even fight like, but she stayed strong. She remained strong and she held true. But Luke Skywalker can do that. Doesn't make any sense. Y'all guys don't justify that. You don't justify his lost jewelry, justify Luke Skywalker's state of mind in that movie. You guys ruined him. I also want to talk about point number 3. It's like, he gave us the worst lightsaber duel you could have possibly given us in the trash Jedi. Like, it wasn't even a lightsaber fight, it was just a pose, it was a mockery, it was a farce. Just be ashamed of yourself, Rian Johnson. Just be ashamed of yourself, Jar Jar Abrams. Not to mention, I just made my top 5 worst lightsaber duels of all time the week of this movie's release. And had it been a week after, this fight would have been number 1. Alright, so if that's not good enough for you. And then, okay, let's look at Return of the Jedi, one of my most favorite Star Wars movies. From the get-go, Luke is kicking behind. He goes to Jar Jar's palace, shows how better he got at the Force, kicks everybody's butt when he gets his lightsaber, and about throw everybody in the pit when they're fighting against Jabba the Hutt. Beats his father, Darth Vader. There's the one scene he was on his spirit bike, like he was putting in work. Even Leia was putting in work. And Luke Skywalker is a waste of time in the trash Jedi. He puts in no work. And the best he does is do a Force hologram and then dies. Like, let this dude, he died worse than Obi-Wan Kenobi in Episode 4. And I explained how crappy that was. When Obi-Wan should have went out swinging instead of just give up against Darth Vader. It would have gave Luke and them more time to escape. But instead, Luke they don't really give a good explanation why he had to die, as if they have a limited amount of force they could use before like a Jedi dies. It doesn't make any sense. It's not justified. They just throw so much random stuff at us. So that whole turn, like that whole setup was just very weak. And I put in my trash Jedi review, this actual spoiler review, how even Mark Hamill himself hated this movie.
It's only a movie. And if you think you're going to go into the movie and recapture your childhood, you're setting yourself up for disappointment.
Is there anything that you want us to know going into The Last Jedi? Anything you want to tell the audience or the world about this one in comparison to the other ones?
It's the longest one. It doesn't matter. When I read 7, I said, I love everybody's part except mine. And on this one, it was similar in the sense that I said to Ryan, I'm so surprised how you see Luke.
What's the biggest difference from when we last saw Luke in the end of Return of the Jedi to when we meet him now in The Last Jedi?
Who is this guy?
Did your vision and Ryan's vision, did it coincide with the way that Luke ends up in this film that you thought it would all these years later?
No.
No, not at all.
Mark Hamill himself hated Luke Skywalker. This dude has the most right to like the opinion of Luke Skywalker than probably George Lucas himself, and he hated Luke Skywalker. He is the reason why we love Luke Skywalker, and he hated how Luke Skywalker was done in this movie. What does that tell you guys that try to defend this movie? Unjustified. That's what it tells you. Anyway, we're gonna wrap up how they ruined Luke Skywalker in the trash Jedi. I think you guys get the point. They could have let him use his lightsaber, could have let him fight, they could have let him be of more use, more purpose to the actual story, but they didn't. They're just killing dudes that we like, but without letting them really, I mean, Han Solo, they put in work in Force Awakens, and well, we're not gonna get Carrie Fisher again because she died, unfortunately, but my feelings about to die. Anyway, guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. It's your boy Brian Meezus, the wisest, most powerful of all nerds. It's your boy Brian Meezus, the wisest, most powerful of all nerds. I will see you guys next time.